One of the things that President Trump did on his first day was issue an executive order freezing regulations that had not yet been completed, not yet published in the Federal Register. A couple that are pending in the CFPB's docket are payday lending, arbitration, and I believe you're working on a rule on prepaid cards that has not yet been issued. Talk about how, if at all, that executive order from the White House may or may not affect those plans for those rules.
Well, we're still digesting, it's the first few days, we're still digesting these orders and want to understand them. I'm not going to get into timelines today, but if you look at the regulatory work we've done as an agency, some of it has been quite important. And Congress gave us a specific responsibility to clean up the mortgage market, and they mandated that we pass a number of rules, some of them very significant rules. Industry didn't like some of them, and yet making sure that we have responsible underwriting of mortgages, that mortgage servicing is improved, which was terrible for years and still has a lot of room for improvement. These are important things, making sure people have clear and understandable information, that these forms are streamlined as they have been so that people can know what they're getting into and not have regrets later that they didn't understand the product. So that's been important. Cleaning up the mortgage market has been so important because that's what led to the financial crisis, the meltdown there. You saw the irresponsible predatory lending. It got way out of hand. And the regulators weren't in a position to understand how it affected consumers and rein it in. We are now in position to do that, and we will continue to do that, and I think that's quite important.
So just to quickly follow up on that, do you think that the executive agency or the White House freeze on executive rules applies to your agency, or does it not apply to the rules?
Look, I'll leave that to the lawyers for now. As I say, those things are being digested, but in terms of both enforcing the law and regulating the market in an even-handed manner and improving the market where Congress tells us that we should do so, or where we see that the data indicates a need, those are important things. And I think there are also rules that we write that are about clarifying matters for industry. For example, in debt collection, where there have been enormous abuses of consumers, and at the same time industry tells us there's so many conflicting court decisions, they often don't know what they're supposed to do. And if that could be clarified, that would improve things for everybody. That's a great example of where rulemaking can bring order to an area where there's confusion and chaos, and that may be an important area as we go forward, and we're working on